Hey everyone, welcome again to Talking with Team. It's a rainy, ugly Sunday, but what better day to go treasure hunting, and what better place to go treasure hunting than Endless Treasures right here in the Monadnock Plaza of Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Let's go on in and meet everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to our latest edition of Talking with Team. I am here in Endless Treasures with Angela Johnson, owner-operator. Thank you for doing this with us.
Pleasure.
All right. So Angela, this store is awesome. It's one of my wife's favorite stores. It's one of my favorite stores. So tell us a little bit about kind of how you got started here and how you ended up here.
Well, we've been here for about a year. This all started, a couple years ago. I was living in Jaffrey and my rent was doubled. And I was living, single mom on a teacher salary, which wasn't the greatest thing. So that summer I had to get a summer job, and I kind of wanted the flexibility, to be able to have time with my kids like I usually do. I usually have my summers off because, as a teacher. Yeah. So I ended up working for my mom at her Newport store, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be awesome if we had a store like this down in the Jaffrey area? So that's how it all began. I kind of had this thought that it would be a lot of fun, and then I got to work on writing letters and networking and talking to people. I've worked with Carrie across the street at the Melomine Cup for a couple years now, and she was one of my biggest cheerleaders. Let's do this, you can do it. So I ended up just getting the wheels rolling and writing letters and networking with people, and ended up figuring out what I would need to get it started. At first I thought I was going to need to do a crowdfunding campaign to raise enough money to do it, because this place has been empty for so many years. Right. We had to completely rehab the space. Oh, wow. The floor had to be redone. I spoke with the Beltates who own the property, and they said the floor alone was going to be $20,000, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can do this. But I ended up having everything kind of fall into place at the right time in the right way. I was able to sell my car, which ended up giving me like $8,000 profit. Nice. So I was able to turn that around and write a check for $10,000 to secure the place, to give my portion of the store as my commitment to doing it. And then that was back in April of last year. And then we got right to work. A bunch of friends and I came in here and we painted the walls, and we removed all the ceiling tiles and painted the ceiling grid, and we did most of the work ourselves. Friends and volunteers, and we brought it all together, and then all of a sudden it was time to get the floors done, and they came in and did the floors, and the next thing you know, we were bringing things in and getting it started, and it's been going really well.
That's awesome.
We have 30 vendor booths and over 100 people with items on consignment. So it's
okay. So I was gonna be a question. So you have about 30 vendors, and do you kind of take in new vendors regularly, or do you kind of have certain ones you just kind of deal with?
We do not have a high turnover in vendors.
Okay.
We take in new vendors on a rare occasion. It's the vendors that are here seem pretty settled and happy. And I do have a long waiting list of new vendors, but I bring people in as space shifts and becomes available. Sometimes booth sizes change, or life situations happen, and people move on to different things, but we haven't had a lot of turnover at all. So we don't really have a lot of new vendors coming in.
And you do consignment too for some people, is that correct?
We do, yeah. Okay. We have over 100 people with items on consignment.
Okay. So cool. So there's always something new if you ever come in here. So how the vendors how does that work now? If you have vendors, do they kind of change up things on their own, or do you kind of say to them, hey, look, this stuff isn't selling, bring in something new, or do they kind of manage their own space?
So the vendors manage their own spaces. They pay a booth rate and then a percentage on top of that for their space and for their sales. They manage their own spaces. They set up and price their own items. They put up their own little displays. There are some times where I'll, pop in and have a chat with somebody about what they could do to, move things along a little better. But for the most part, they're on their own. And with the consignment, people bring things in, and we price it for them and sell it for them. And after the 3rd of each month, we write a whole bunch of checks out to pay people for the things that they bring in.
Awesome.
We do have a nonprofit booth here too. where a portion of the sale goes to local nonprofits. So we have a relationship with Kitty Rescue, Lions Club, Kiwanis, Shelter from the Storm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like hearing these stories, how like you started, you kind of like community kind of came together to help you get it all started and everything kind of aligned, and you're giving back to the community too with the nonprofits. That's really
been
cool.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I've, developed a great relationship with my son here, who's coming in and working with me. I never thought that would happen.
Speaking of it, I need to grab the gray pillows behind you. A customer would like to buy them.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Just selling it right off. Here we go. See, we promoted them. They're being sold. This is what it's all about. Here we go. Oh, what's your favorite part about having this business?
The people.
Yeah.
I love, chatting with the people that come in the door every day. I see a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fun too. I hear a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the stories that go with the things that come in. It's really fun when people come in and buy something and they share with me what they plan on doing with it.
Yeah.
And then they come back a few weeks later and they show me pictures of this transformation that they've made.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
You told us a couple of stories about some of the stuff that you found, some of the kind of unique stuff. Do you want to tell that story again, or?
Sure. Some of the cooler things that we've had in here, we had a winnowing tray bench, and it's basically a wooden tray thing. I don't know how to describe it. It was probably about 4 feet wide and had a rounded back. And it would have not had legs on it back in the day that it was used, but it was used, they would throw grain in the air and let the chaff fall.
Okay.
And it was just a really cool piece of history that came through the door one day. We had a painting come in at one time in a whole lot of stuff that turned out to be by an artist who lived in the, late early 1900s. And it ended up being worth a couple $1,000s. It was really cool.
That is
but
awesome.
The owner ended up taking it back, and they're going to get it cleaned up and framed. And
that is very cool.
Sometimes you find something valuable that you didn't realize had any value to it. A friend of mine who I work with at Boynton and Ipswich, she brought in some jewelry and said it was all costume jewelry, and it turned out that there was a platinum, diamond, and ruby ring in there that was worth over $1,000 along with a gold bracelet. So I called her up and I was like, hey, you might not want to sell these or take them back and consider their options.
Nice.
So she came and picked them up because it was family that she had gotten them from, and they decided to keep them, I guess.
Nice. So if you think you want to get rid of something, make sure you check with her first, see if it's viable or not, because you might want to hold on to it. But so you said it's been a year now, so that's pretty cool. It seemed to go by pretty fast, personally, because I remember
Very
you guys
fast.
opening. Yeah.
Very fast. It's gone by like crazy. I mean, I can't even believe it's almost September. The days are just flying by.
Yeah. So,
but they say time flies when you're having fun. So.
Exactly. And I have to say too, I'll admit, when you say you enjoy seeing the people and everything, say my wife and I like to come in here. You're always so happy, always so excited when people come in. It's just that personality just really, I think, rubs off and just makes it a fun experience to come in here. So I do want to say that. Is there anything particularly about the store that maybe people might not know about that you'd want them to know about?
I think we pretty much covered it all.
Okay. All right. Angela, thank you so much for doing this. And honestly, people, you got to come here if you haven't checked it out. We're right in here in the Monadnock Plaza. There's always kind of cool stuff to see, and it changes all the time. Like you said, there's always people bringing stuff in. So definitely come on and check it out.
Next couple of weeks, we have a 20% off sale on most of our store inventory. So it's a good time to come in. We're trying to clear out and get ready for fall and Christmas and out with the old, in with the new.
And that's actually, you guys do have a lot of, during the holidays, you will have a lot of, kind of unique, Halloween stuff, Thanksgiving stuff, Christmas stuff. So,
yeah, we try to change it up for the seasons.
So yeah, definitely. Come on down and check it out. So as you can see, guys, there's all kinds of furniture here. I know it's back to school season, so if you have that college kid looking to get something unique for their room, definitely you can come by here and find something, I guarantee it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disturbed by this vendor, but I also can't lie. I did buy one of his swords, so I don't know what that says about me. Right, that was pretty cool. All right, everyone, so as you can see, Endless Treasures has a little bit of everything. Whether you're a college student looking for that unique piece for your dorm or just looking for something fun for your house, guarantee you'll walk through there and find something that reminds you of your childhood. So make sure you check it out. It's a great place. It's always fun to go there, always changing. All right, thank you, everybody.